So when we go to innovativeness specifically, what we see is that in the interviews, I only have 1 minute left, so I have to speed up a little bit. So most of the time, product innovation is perceived as innovation. All the other types are not so visible for the people in the chains. Most of the chains and the companies do not have innovation strategies. So they do not have a real aim for what they want to develop, but most innovate incrementally, step by step. Companies, they lack a structure of information collecting in a structured way. This is what we see. So what the customer's request is about. And what we also see, we've just seen an example that if chain functions are coordinated, there's more organizational power to innovate. I will show you in a graph like this. This is the same chain as we've seen from Symbio. They function as kind of a spider in the web. They have a very tight connection to the retailer from which they gather the information on how the products are sold. But they also use a lot of open source information from conferences, meetings, and so on. This information they use for ID generation, innovation selection, and to start off innovation projects. Because they're only with 4 people, they do not do everything themselves, but they do a lot of outsourcing of that to the breeder, the producer, the processor, but also they cooperate a lot with research institutes and laboratories, for instance, and marketing agencies. So, well, we found it a very interesting example. Preliminary conclusions, because we're still in the process of analyzing. From our first results, change will be more consumer-driven, will be quicker to respond if we think there's an innovation strategy, knowing where to aim to, which are the interesting innovations that you need to develop as a company, derived or close connected to your market strategy, of course. That market intelligence is collected in a structured way, that you have all your information ready. And that you have a procedure for selecting the right innovations, because you can come up with thousands of IDs, and then still 1 out of 10 innovations will be successful, as we heard from yours. You need the right expertise in innovation, so that can be a good reason to outsource to the companies with the right facilities. And of course you have to implement this in your business processes in a careful way. And we found that when more chain functions are coordinated, the level of adaptation increases, that you can quicker respond to the needs of the consumer or the customers of your company. Okay, thank you for your attention. I have 2 last statements based on the presentation.
All right, thank you very much, Ruud. Very interesting presentation. A lot to do, perhaps, or not, but challenging for your question, I think. Is there anyone who wants to ask Ruud about this presentation, about his conclusions? Okay, please.
Ruud, your preliminary conclusion about what should happen in the chain, does that mean that social innovation precedes product innovation? Yeah, organizational innovation.
Yeah, that would be one of my conclusions, that if you want to increase the level of innovation and maybe also the level of success, we heard in the previous presentation, that this can be done by increasing the degree of organization, the level of organization, I think. So increasing the way you are organized, improving this, will speed up the innovation process and probably also the level of success.
Does it also imply for, because you are focusing on product innovation, does it also mean the same for market innovation?
I'll have to think about that, but I think the organizational innovation is, if it precedes the other types of innovation. So to increase your marketing innovation or to improve this, developing your marketing staff or increasing the cooperation with marketing agencies or marketing research agencies might increase your marketing innovation as a company, being a link in the chain.
Well, I think this is a very interesting aspect of this research. This timely element of organization in the end to product innovation, and this is very interesting. Are there any other? Yes, of course.
Josephine Wills, European Food Information Council. Your guidelines around that you're developing around organisation and management and innovativeness, are you looking at differences for SMEs versus big companies such as Unilever? Or are they just generally principles that SMEs should try and scale down? Because, I mean, obviously, funding costs are going to make a big difference as to what they can do.
I think we would like to come up with more general guidelines, but what I think is that the big companies, they already have a higher level of organization. They have organized the whole innovation process better, more professionally than maybe SMEs or the smaller companies. I would see these as organizational phases they are going through. There are organizational models in which companies can mature, say, in 5 steps in their level of organization. In the first level, they only focus on production. In the second level, they are incorporating their processes and their effect on the product. The third level will look at the company as a whole. The fourth level will take the chain partners into account, and the last level will take also society into account. By making these steps, they increase the level of organization. They can and their level of adaptability to the market and society, to changes in the external world. So, in short, I think that is something we still would like to develop, that we can establish the level of organization combined to the way they innovate for these different companies. So that we can actually say that the big companies are, say, in stage 4 or 5, and the others are in stage, say, 2 or 3. And that we can also give directions or how you can develop yourself from one stage to another.